One of the most enduring and chilling urban legends passed down through generations is that of Bloody Mary. For many, the phrase Bloody Mary evokes fear and fascination, a combination of excitement and terror. The legend centers around a mysterious apparition, often linked to a dark history, a ghostly figure appearing in mirrors after chanting the name Bloody Mary repeatedly. The concept is not only a popular game among children, but also a long-standing piece of folklore tied to superstition and fear. The legend's origins. Like many urban legends, the origins of the Bloody Mary story are murky, existing in various forms across different cultures. The legend of Bloody Mary varies depending on the region, but it generally shares common elements: a woman, a mirror, and the terrifying appearance of a ghostly figure after the repetition of her name. The story often involves the summoning of a spirit that appears to those brave enough or foolish enough to invoke her name in front of a mirror, typically in a dark room with only a candle or two for light. The woman in question is described as a vengeful spirit, and her appearance is said to be the result of some tragic, dark event from her past. One theory about Bloody Mary's origins traces the tale to Queen Mary, the First of England, also known as Bloody Mary. She earned this notorious nickname due to her violent persecution of Protestants during her reign in the 16th century. However, this interpretation of the legend is just one of many variations, and the Bloody Mary myth has become a blend of various historical and cultural influences. Bloody Mary's historical origins. The Queen Mary I theory stems from her tumultuous reign in the 1500s. Queen Mary was a devout Catholic who ascended to the throne after the death of her brother, King Edward VI. During her rule, she attempted to reverse the Protestant Reformation in England, burning hundreds of Protestants at the stake in what would later be known as the Marian persecutions. Her brutal methods earned her a lasting reputation as a cruel monarch. The association between Queen Mary I and the Bloody Mary legend likely comes from the number of lives lost during her reign. The gruesome nature of her actions, combined with her nickname Bloody Mary, may have created a lingering association with her spirit. In some versions of the tale, she is said to appear in mirrors as a spirit seeking vengeance for her violent deeds, often scaring those who invoke her name. Another popular interpretation connects Bloody Mary to a different historical figure, Elizabeth Bathory, a Hungarian noblewoman who lived in the 16th and 17th centuries. Bathory is rumored to have killed hundreds of young girls, allegedly in an attempt to bathe in their blood to preserve her youth and beauty. Bathory's brutal actions and the horror surrounding her reputation could be the inspiration for the ghostly figure of Bloody Mary, as the legend revolves around a woman who has committed unspeakable acts, seeking revenge or retribution through supernatural means. Cultural significance and variations. The Bloody Mary legend is not confined to one culture or era. It has taken on various forms in different parts of the world, with slight variations in the tale but maintaining the core themes of an apparition that is summoned through a ritual. In the United States, Bloody Mary is often thought of as a game, where children gather in dark rooms and chant her name in front of mirrors, daring each other to summon her. In the British Isles, similar legends exist. The mirror game is a common motif, with the appearance of spirits or ghosts in mirrors appearing across different cultures. In some versions, instead of Bloody Mary, the name of the spirit varies, but the premise of the ritual remains largely the same, summoning a supernatural figure through a simple chant. In Latin American folklore, the La Llorona story also shares themes of vengeful spirits and dark rituals. La Llorona, or the Weeping Woman, is often described as a ghost that appears near bodies of water, crying for the children she lost due to her own actions. Similarly, in Asia, there are stories of vengeful spirits that emerge from mirrors or dark places to seek retribution. What makes Bloody Mary's legend particularly unsettling is the element of choice involved in the ritual. Participants in the game willingly summon the spirit, often out of curiosity or as a rite of passage, only to discover that the consequences of the ritual may not be as benign as they expect. The role of mirrors in this ritual is also significant, as mirrors throughout history have been considered gateways to the supernatural world. In many cultures, mirrors are believed to hold mystical properties and are often associated with the passage between the living and the dead. The Bloody Mary ritual. The rules for summoning Bloody Mary are remarkably consistent across many versions of the story. Typically, the ritual involves standing in front of a mirror, often in a darkened room, and repeating the phrase Bloody Mary 3 times, though the number of repetitions may vary. In some versions, additional steps are required, such as lighting a candle, turning around, or staring deeply into the mirror. Once the ritual is complete, those participating in the game expect to see a reflection of a ghostly woman, often with blood on her hands or face, staring back at them. The exact nature of Bloody Mary's appearance varies depending on the legend. Some describe her as a ghostly figure, disfigured or decayed, while others say she appears as a young woman with blood dripping from her hands. In some versions of the story, Bloody Mary is vengeful and aggressive, while in others, she is simply a mournful or tragic spirit. The outcome of the ritual also varies. Some people claim to have seen her face appear in the mirror, while others report strange occurrences, such as the lights flickering or a cold chill in the air. Psychological and cultural explanations. The intense fear and fascination surrounding the Bloody Mary legend have led some to explore psychological and cultural explanations for why the story has endured. One of the key elements of the ritual is the mirror, which has been associated with the supernatural for centuries. Mirrors are often seen as portals between worlds, and many cultures consider them to be mystical objects that can reveal hidden truths or summon spirits. In psychological terms, the Bloody Mary ritual can be understood as a form of mirror gazing, a practice that can induce altered states of consciousness. Some researchers believe that staring into a mirror for an extended period can cause visual distortions due to the brain's tendency to fill in gaps in sensory input. This phenomenon, known as the Troxler effect, occurs when individuals focus on a single object for an extended period, causing them to experience hallucinations, including seeing faces or figures in the reflection. This scientific explanation may account for some of the eerie experiences reported during the Bloody Mary ritual. The story of Bloody Mary also taps into deeply rooted cultural fears of death, retribution, and the unknown. The legend of the vengeful spirit is a common theme in folklore, with figures like La Llorona, the woman in black, and other ghostly apparitions serving as cautionary tales. These spirits often represent the consequences of transgressions or the unresolved guilt of the deceased. Bloody Mary, in this sense, embodies a universal fear, the idea that the dead can return to seek vengeance or make contact with the living. Bloody Mary in pop culture. The Bloody Mary legend has had a significant impact on popular culture, appearing in films, television shows, books, and video games. The haunting image of a ghostly figure appearing in a mirror has been a popular trope in horror films, often used to create tension and suspense. In films like Candyman 1992, The Ring 2002, and The Mirror 2014, characters summon or encounter supernatural beings through mirrors, often with deadly consequences. In addition to films, the Bloody Mary legend has been explored in literature. Authors have used the tale as a foundation for stories that delve into the supernatural and psychological horror. The legend's ability to tap into basic human fears has made it a versatile and enduring figure in the horror genre. Bloody Mary has also appeared in video games, where players can encounter her as a ghostly figure or antagonist. Video games often take advantage of the ritual's eerie atmosphere, creating immersive and frightening experiences for players. The legend's influence on horror gaming has led to its inclusion in several well-known franchises, further cementing her status in pop culture. The legend of Bloody Mary is a complex and enduring myth, steeped in history, folklore, and fear. Whether originating from historical figures like Queen Mary I or from the collective fears of countless generations, the figure of Bloody Mary continues to captivate and terrify those who dare to summon her. From children's games to Hollywood films, the Bloody Mary legend has evolved into a cultural touchstone, representing our fear of the unknown, the vengeful dead, and the eerie nature of mirrors. At its core, Bloody Mary embodies a deep, primal fear of what lies beyond the mirror, a realm where the boundaries between the living and the dead blur. Whether it is a reflection of historical violence, a supernatural force seeking retribution, or a psychological phenomenon, the story of Bloody Mary serves as a reminder of the dark, mysterious forces that continue to haunt our collective imagination.